Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm the Gnarly Gnome. This is the show that is not a show. This is the Weekly Pint. Welcome. It's good to have everybody. My audio from the video didn't exist in my head, so it was really weird coming in the show. But there's always something that goes wrong, like literally always something. Before I was coming downstairs, my entire family's awake upstairs. Playing some kind of video game, Roblox or something. I don't know. And I told him, I said, look, guys, tonight we're getting ready to head back into school, and I need you guys to go to bed at a reasonable time and just not run around while making a show. So we'll see what happens above me. I think their bedtime is very soon. We'll see how that works. I'm tossing all kinds of things out of my pockets since they're bothering me. All right. Welcome, guys. This is not a show. This is a happy hour. We hang out together, we have a drink, and we talk about whatever we need to talk about. And there is a lot of things that week to week I think we need to talk about. But we do it all as an excuse to hang out together. So what that means is we all drink something and we hang out and pretend that we're hanging out at a bar or a happy hour or some kind of place where we drink together. And you tell me what you're drinking and I'll tell you what I'm drinking, and then we pretend that we're doing it together. Marco kicks it off with a psychopathy. That's awesome. And then Julia is having a Black Sun Stout from Three Floyds. Shout out to Three Floyds. That sounds fun. Joe says he goes back to school on Thursday. That is because Joe is a child, and he listens to the show every week. And, he's back to school. Congrats, Joe. I hope you do well this year. Good luck going back to school. No, Joe is on the other side of schooling, the terrible side. That is the adult side. I need to crack open a beer. I was gonna do another cocktail show, which we're due for one. Maybe we'll do that next week or in the coming weeks. Instead, I've got a beer. I have been really bad. One of the things that I do pay for very frequently is the Urban Artifact Small Batch Society, which every month you get a 6-pack that is 3 different beers, 2 of each one of them in 16-ounce cans. And I'm really bad at picking them up, like really, really bad. And I stopped a couple days ago and picked up everything since I think May. So I've got 24. Yeah, probably 24 cans, 24 16-ounce cans of Urban Artifact beer sitting on the bar. So we're going to drink them all. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to drink one of them. This is a great one, too. This one, I don't think I've had. Yeah, did they put this on tap? This might have been on tap very briefly until it was gone. If you can't tell by the happy little octopus here, this is Operation Plowshare. This is the coffee and donut fruit tart. Put it in front of my face so that it stays in focus. So this is blackberry, vanilla, and Deeper Roots coffee. This is from April of this year. Yeah, that's actually quick for me to get to an Urban Artifact beer. It is also 8% ABV, and I'm going to drink this whole thing very quickly because it's so good. All right. That's where we're starting. Got my clasp glass from the, I think this was the last clasp glassware that went out. All right. This looks like an Urban Artifact beer. It is, you can't see through it at all. It's like somebody squeezed a bunch of fruit into a glass. That is, there is no light that goes through this thing. It is fruit juice. God, it's so pretty. The head on the beer is like this really beautiful, like pink. This is pretty. It's just blackberries, vanilla, and coffee. Okay. Not smelling anything yet. Nothing. All right, let me get my nose in here. Oh yeah, it's so good. If I remember right, this was a kind of like a collaboration at the beginning. There was some kind of like donut event that they did or were part of, where a bunch of breweries made donut beers, and this was their donut beer. It was coffee and donuts. So the blackberry donut was supposed to be like a fruit filled donut with coffee, like you're drinking a cup of coffee with the donut. I think that was the intention of the beer at the beginning. I don't know if this is, I mean, obviously it's not the exact same beer because they've changed some processes in the meantime, but all right, whatever. Nobody wants to talk about it. We want to drink it. All right. It really does kind of smell a little bit like a donut. No, I mean, there's definitely some like kind of yeasty thing going on, but maybe that's just in my head. All right, hang on. Here we go. Oh. Uh-huh. Oh. God, that is so good. Yeah, so it's starts off big, tart, fruity. You get definitely the blackberries right off the bat, and then you get the the boring middle part that is just a tart, kind of Midwest fruit tart that you expect from Urban. But then right at the end, oh, that coffee comes in and wipes it all clean. Not clean, like it's big kind of coffee flavor. Man, that beer should be in a museum. That's what I say. That's a great beer. Oh, it smells even better after you drink it. I get more. I get more of the coffee now. And maybe more kind of a kind of the beer side of it. I get like a yeasty thing. Maybe it's in my head because of the donut. I don't know. Hang on. Oh. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh. There's that little spot right there. Finish is great, but like there's this little tiny place right after the fruit dies out, before the tartness hits you, and definitely before the coffee, that it just comes like this little window of like happy balance that is just beautiful. Oh, that's good beer. Oh, it's great. I could drink a whole bunch of that. I can't because I only got 2 cans of it, and I've been sitting on it since, let's see, this was April 5th. So yeah, I've been sitting on this since probably May. So yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. Julia says, so you actually found the spot. Oh, I did. I have no trouble finding that spot. Oh, I missed a whole bunch now. Hang on. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I missed a whole bunch. Okay. Joe's a hero. It's very rare that I drink on a Monday, but I am drinking Geta Amber from Westside. Yeah, good choice. Julia says that FCC scored a go whatever that is. Marco says same. Let's see. Lee just had the Sonder Oktoberfest. Visited DVD in Loveland yesterday, and it was me and one other patron at the bar to ourselves. The black IPA was epic. I don't think I've tried the black IPA. I was there maybe a week or two ago. I'm hoping to get there in the near future for a thing, but we'll see. Let's see. Marco says, Kubo. I don't even know what that means. Marco says, I switched TV to the Weekly Pint. I support that. That's fine. Julia says something about Buka. I don't know what that means. Also, more things. Another goal from Assad to tie it up in the 82nd minute. I don't even understand any of this stuff. Marco says, yes. Okay. And then Julia says, Kubo, goal. I don't understand any of these words. I don't understand any of this. It's like talking to my kids. I don't know. Is this like some kind? Are you playing Roblox? Is that what you guys are doing? Because that tracks. I got a few things that we need to talk about on this week's episode. Julia says soccer is happening. Soccer is always happening, especially right now. It's the Olympics. I watched people swimming in a dirty river today. That was gross. I watched some high jumping. What else did I see? I saw some people riding bikes or something. It's been weird. It's been a weird day. Oh, Marco says, I think he's quoting Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, let's jump into the. If somebody's like tuning in to like the audio podcast, none of this is fun. All of it's crazy and it's weird. Julie says, did you see the high jump incident? No, that was not today. I think that was a different day, right? But I know what you're talking about. Didn't the guy hit the bar with his, can I say dong without getting YouTube mad at me? We're far enough in the show. Dong. Didn't he hit the bar with his dong? That's fun. Oh, man, we could go down a whole rabbit hole there about the way people dress for the Olympics and is it right? Is it wrong? Is it funny? Is it not? Is it enjoyable? Is it not? I don't know. I think any sport where somebody can accidentally mess up by hitting something with their dong, I think that's great. I think it's brilliant. I think it's fun. I think people should be able to watch that and enjoy that. I think it's great. I'm all about it. Eric says, I'm out in the barn, brewing a farmhouse. Just had a Lilu from Five Arches. You're actually in a barn brewing a farmhouse? And you had something called Lilu? I'm all about every bit of that. Stay in the barn, brew farmhouses. I had a farmhouse ale today, and it was good. It was from from Moreline. I guess I can say that. It's going to give away some things that I probably say later, but it was good. It was actually really good. One of the best farmhouse ales that I've seen in a while. Josh says, let's be honest, it was a ding. I didn't actually see the video. I just heard about it. I will be Googling it later. I'll be Googling Olympics ding bar. That's what I'm going to Google. Okay, let's jump into some kind of an actual story here because we can go for a very long time about Olympic dings. I've been doing a thing lately, and I kind of know why I decided to do it, but I'm not really sure. I'm in the middle of trying to relaunch Cincy Beer Week, if anybody is not familiar with that thing that I'm doing. And part of that, I'm hoping that we can incorporate more bars and restaurants and places that serve good beer into Beer Week. Part of hold on to that for a second, put it aside. Part of the website and part of the thing that I've been doing over the last God knows how long is expanding from just craft beer to everything, to drinking. I want this to be the hub of drinking knowledge in the city. And so I started building this section of the website that has not really been talked about a lot and not a lot of attention to it for lots of reasons. But I want to highlight bars in the city. Any kind of bar, all of the bars, honestly, like everything, every place that you can go to in the city and grab a beer will eventually be on the website. I have not talked about it a lot because it's not big enough to really kind of talk about yet. I had this idea last year, honestly, that I was going to do a month where every day in the month I was going to talk about a different bar and write a post about a different bar. And I put it kind of on the back burner and just kept getting pushed aside. And as we started getting closer to Beer Week, I felt like this was probably the right time to do it. We start talking about bars, and hopefully some of these bars will then see kind of what we're doing and see Beer Week and realize they need to be part of Beer Week. So it's all kind of tied into that a little bit, but it's also I love bars. I love Cincinnati bars. So I've been doing this thing. There's no like official name for it. But in my notes and in all of the things that I've been doing, I've had a name for it. It's called the Dog Days of Summer bar something or other. So I've just keep calling it something about the Dog Days of Summer. I've never really come up with a good name for it. But for the sake of what we're talking about, we're going to call it Dog Days of Summer bar. I had something else earlier. Bar bash. I don't know. Dog Days of Summer bar roundup is what we're calling it. Something. We're going to call it a badass bar breakdown for the sake of what I put in the notes. It's something. Dog Days of Summer, but it needs something else. It needs like a Dog Days of Summer bar. I don't know. I can't figure out what it actually is. It's not important. Just every day this month, every single day, on the blog, we're writing about a new bar. And on top of that, I'm putting a link on social media like a good little blogger. I'm trying to be better about stuff like that. I'm trying to, when I write a post, I'm trying to actually like share that I wrote a post. I will say, this year so far is tracking to be the best year ever by far for the blog. Month to month, like we're doing great. You guys obviously are leading that charge of reading things that I'm writing and sharing posts and things like that. I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to focus in a lot of directions, but the blog is a big part of it. Everything I do has to make sense, and so like I will lean one direction when I need to, and I'll lean another direction when I need to do that. Everything has to have some kind of a bigger purpose to justify it, I guess. And the blog is doing great right now, and so we're going to push really hard in that and kind of keep it growing and kind of keep that to get to a certain point, and then we can shift towards other things and let those do their thing, if any of that makes sense. Let's see. Julia says, I think Cincy Beer Week should always include bars, tap rooms, restaurants, anywhere that sells Cincinnati beer. I would go a step further. I think that as long as you're selling good beer, I'm kind of okay with it. I want it to be Cincinnati beer, but like if it's good and there's something good behind it, I'm kind of okay with it. As long as you're here in the city, if you're a bar and most of what you do is not Cincinnati beer, and you want to make a great event, make it part of Cincinnati Beer Week, I'm kind of okay with it. Oh, excuse me. So that's kind of where I'm at. As far as the Dog Days of Summer, the badass bar breakdown. I was trying. This goes to say again more about me than anything else. When I really kind of made the decision that this was going to be a thing that I was going to do, and this was like, I don't know, 6 months ago maybe that I put it on the calendar and I said, we're going to do this. It's going to be August, every day of August, new bar. And I laid out the schedule of what bars were going to be on what days. All right, we can get this done, and it's fine. We've got a good framework laid out, but the way I laid it out, I was going to stay at least 5 days ahead of schedule. So None of the posts had to be done. They didn't have to be done ahead of time. It'd be great if they were, and some of them were and are. But I needed to always be 5 days, 4 or 5 days ahead of schedule, just to make sure that if we hit those little patches in the week where there was a lot of things going on, we're headed back to school this month. There's just a lot of things, Girl Scouts, all kinds of crap. I think soccer starts soon. I don't even want to, it's going to get crazy. And so I needed to stay 4 or 5 days ahead of schedule. And we did good for the first 2 days. And we're already we're right. I've got tomorrow done already. But I have the next 3 days after tomorrow, I have most of it done, but it's not done. It's not scheduled. It's not ready to go. I still have things to do. That's really what I should be doing right now, is finishing all of those to get them scheduled, to get them ready to happen. And they're not. So this thing that I've been planning for 6 months, I just can't. I can't make it happen the way it's supposed to. So that's kind of where I'm at in life. Apple Talk. I don't even understand that. That's fine. So that's where I'm at. But with all of this, I recognize that there's going to be bars that I write about that you guys are going to see that you don't understand why I chose them over another one, and that's completely fair. Probably extremely fair. I'm seeing places that I wrote about and then looking at the schedule and be like, oh, this place isn't even on there. And it should be. It's very it's complicated. There's places that I've been to a lot more than others, and I've been able to gather pictures. There's places that I don't really have as many pictures as I should to make a post, but yet I have a lot that I need to say about that place. It's all it's all chaotic. It's all it's just very, very difficult trying to figure out how to balance the different sides of all of this to happen. So as things go on, as this month goes on and you see bars, feel free to tell me that I shouldn't have written about this bar versus this one. Tell me the bars that I should have written about. I'm putting that out. I'm gonna ask you guys for a lot of things this episode. And the first thing is, if you see me write about a bar and it makes you think about a bar that you love that I haven't written about, tell me about that bar. Reach out on social media. Just blow it up. Don't send me a private message. Make it loud. Be loud about it. Tell me where I should go and where I should write about. Chances are I've been there. Chances are I'm planning it. But you'll make it happen. Sandy's Stagecoach. Let me see if they might be on the schedule. Let's see. I know that I'm close to that article. They are. If they're not already scheduled, man, it's a mistake on my part. Let's see. We have to scroll through the to-do list, which is really long. That should be under. I have to shrink up a bunch of categories here. Let's see. That would be. That's the website. There it is. Dog Days of Summer. There we go. I have 3 articles that it's yelling at me that I should have already done. That's fine. Okay, let's roll through here and look. Sandy's Stagecoach. Sandy's Stagecoach. All right, there's that one. Yep. Sandy's is on the list. They are definitely on the list. How do I figure out where this is scheduled? I don't know how to do this on my phone. This would be. Yeah, it's mid-month maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you're a little over 2 weeks away. Yeah, it'll happen. It's on there. Julia says, whatever that bar is that was across the lot from PC's Montgomery. Yeah, MTTs. That is not on the list currently. I've only been there once, and so I need to make at least 2 other visits before I can write about them. That's one of my rules. I have to visit a bar 3 times before I can write about it. Different times of day, different experiences. It's very complicated. I have a system to write about a bar, but send me them if there's a place and you think I'm screwing it up. Tell me. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. In the words of Forrest Gump, that's all I got to say about that. I am working on just a ton of stuff. Oh, okay. This is not a button that I have to push or anything, but I am working on. I'm working on, like, I think right now, like 4 other articles on the website. Hopefully all of them will be done this week. I know one of them will be up tomorrow, and then one of them will definitely be up on Wednesday. But one of them, and I don't know which one, I don't know where it's going to fall, tomorrow or Wednesday, probably Wednesday. I've been working on a post for about a year. This article that is really, really stupid. So it's been a little while, but at one point, Brett Coleman Baker from Urban Artifact, if you're not familiar with him, he mentioned somewhere, I don't remember where it was or in the context, but it's not important. He said that Urban Artifact's pickle was the original pickle beer. It was the first. It was the one. It's the pickle beer. And I got kind of curious. I'm like, okay, is it actually the first pickle beer? Because that seems like something that maybe somebody else might have done. So I dug. I dug so deep. I spent, when I say a year, I mean that off and on for the last year, I've been researching pickle beers, trying to figure out who actually made the first pickle beer. And I figured it out. Like I am very confident that I know who made the first pickle beer, and that is a post that will be up on Wednesday, probably Wednesday morning around 8 a.m. or so. I think right now, unless something big pops up that bumps it. But I've been working on that one for a long time. So that's one of the big posts that I've been kind of working on for way longer than I should be. Who made the first pickle beer? Yeah, that's my life. My wife will walk into a room and I'm like, I've got 6 different screens around me and I'm on phone calls and emails trying to discern who made a certain pickle beer before somebody else. It's insane. It's insane. And Julia says, so not in time for Truth Beer Pod's recording. Sad panda. It's a blog post. You guys don't talk about blog posts. So if it was a podcast or a YouTube video, you could talk about it. You're not allowed to talk about blog posts. That's against the rules. All right, moving on. Speaking of bars, because I'm like, as you saw from the title of the show, I'm knee deep in bars right now. I'm obsessed with bars and everything that's happening. I figure that like this is a good episode to talk about some bar news because there's a whole bunch of like bar news always happening that I don't ever talk about, which is kind of the purpose of the show. To get away from just beer, we should talk about some of the other stuff. And there's been some big stuff that's happened. I would drink a Bud Pickle. Maybe we talk about that in the blog post. We'll see. The saddest, well, one of the sad stories that is happening this week in bar news is that York Street Cafe in Newport. If you've never been there, you missed out. They've been open for 30 years. It's like this weird little kind of divey restaurant bar. Great food, like really, really great food, way better than it should be. they announced that they are closing. They put a post up, I don't know, a week ago or so, that said that they were closed for a day due to unforeseen circumstances, and then followed it up like a day after or 2 days after that they were done. They were closed, indefinitely, done. Not even indefinitely, just done. Closed, retiring. They were out. They reported to probably the Business Courier or whoever that it was kind of they alluded, I guess, to kind of repercussions from kind of COVID and how that changed everything for them, and that they just never really recovered from that. And I think we're gonna still keep seeing a little bit more of that here and there. It's sad. 30 years is a long time for a bar. It was a great little bar restaurant, like a really, really cool spot. Never got its fair shake. It sucks. You hate seeing anybody close, but a place that that is kind of I don't know, real. You really hate to see that. The official statement from the owner is, unfortunately, like many restaurants, we struggle to bounce back after the pandemic. That, along with layers of other issues, compounded to force our hand. That's the official word. So that's a little depressing. If we want to keep going on the depressing side of bars, we can. The Drinkery, in my opinion and other people's opinions, it was one of the kind of OG places still available in OTR. Just a good little, I hesitate to call it a dive bar because I don't think dive bars exist. One of kind of the good neighborhood bars that still existed in OTR was purchased last year by 4EG, which I have nothing against 4EG. I think they've got some really great bars, like some of my favorite bars, especially. I live up here in Butler County. The Roosevelt Room up in Liberty Township is amazing, and that's a 4EG bar. I have nothing against them. They bought the bar about a year ago. As soon as they finished up the remodel of Japs, they dove right into to the Drinkery, and they're closing it as of August 18th. Did I put that in the notes? No. I think it's August 18th. I think is the farewell party, and they're going to remodel it, which is fine, and rebrand it, which is fine, and it's going to get a new name. It's going to be called Nice Life, and it is going to be called a modern, laid-back, rustic bar. And I definitely have feelings about this. I enjoyed the Drinkery a lot. If you are a regular listener to any of the things I do, you'd be familiar with the Drinkery. Cincy Brewcast Volume 5, Episode 7 was recorded at the Drinkery. That was where we talked to Michael D. Morgan when he first wrote his book, Cincinnati Beer. We talked to him about the book from the Drinkery, and then behind the scenes, we followed it immediately up with an episode of Drinking with the Gnome, where we talked about the Drinkery, and we drank a bunch of Jack Daniels, which, if you've never listened to the Drinking with the Gnome episodes, is par for the course. We drink whatever we want to drink, and we talk about it. The Drinkery, like I said before, was kind of a throwback to a different era of what OTR was. And it's sad to see those places going away. I'm sure that this new spot, what is it called? This new Nice Life, I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be a good bar. 4EG makes good bars. Like they've got great bars. The biggest bar conglomerate in the city. It'll be fine, but it's not going to be. What's a nice way to put it? It's not going to be real. Is that nice? Can I say that and still be nice? It's not going to be real. It's just going to be a bar. And I'll go there and I'll get cocktails and it'll be fine. And I think they're still going to serve Jello shots, which will be weird. And that'll last as long as it lasts. And it'll be fine. It'll be okay. Bars, move on. Speaking of bars, they get a new life and move on. We got to talk about By Gollies. I need a drink for this one. Julie says, is that a Lake Rat tap handle in the tub? Not in focus. It is not. Ooh. So got a gnome. This is a Rivertown Little Sippa. Little Sippa. All right. See, now you messed it all up. It's all very carefully arranged. All right. By Gollies. By Gollies is one of my favorite bars in Milford. Love them. They've been around for, 40 years? Something like that. By Gollies has been around for a long time. Great. Okay, Joe says, I've been to the Drinker a few times after trivia at Rosedale. At Rosedale, another 4EG owned bar. Used to be Neon's great bar. Still a great bar, but man, I hesitate to crap on them too much because they're still good bars. But they definitely know how to take a bar and suck the soul out of it. And that's the easiest way I can put it. I shouldn't say that. So my business, I work with bars and restaurants. I work to create content for them, a lot of photography, videography. Would love to work with 4EG. So I recognize that I'm kind of poking in the wrong direction as far as good business, but they suck the life out of a bar over and over. And like it's not to say that the bars that they create in the aftermath aren't good bars, but we need some of these places that have like a history to them and have soul to them. Like we need that. And like you can't come in and buy all of them and slap some new paint and wallpaper. The Drinkery should not have wallpaper. It shouldn't exist. There should not be antlers hanging from the ceiling. There should not be I've actually, you know what? Like hang on. I think I might have renderings of what they've done to the Drinkery or what they're going to do to the Drinkery. Let's pull this up here and see what this looks like. If I do this, hang with me for like 2 seconds while I figure all this out again, because I always have to figure this out. I think I have to hit that. And then if I do this, I should have something somewhere. Nope. Oh, this one here. If I click that and click that, maybe that. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's pretty good. All right, so okay. We can do that. Okay, there we go. This is a shot of, if you've ever been to the Drinkery, it's kind of separated into two kind of separate, hang on guys, sorry. I gotta hit that. Two separate spaces. On one side you have the bar, and the other side was this whole separate room with these big giant, what you're looking at on the far side, on that far side, is like these big giant high tops. Like they're really tall if you're sitting on the booth thing, and then like the little tables and the bar stools, which was where we sat to record that episode of Drinking with a Gnome. It was always weird. It was always weird. It should be weird. God, there's like There's disco balls, like rose gold colored disco balls and antlers. And I don't. Julia's asking questions about By Gollies. Hang on, we'll get there. um, I don't know how to feel about this. I feel like I should call Mike Morgan and talk to him about it, because I know that he was a lot closer to the drinkery in his time in OTR than I was. But this doesn't feel right. So moving on to the next one. Let's see. This is the bar side. Oh God, what is behind the bar here? What is this? What is that wallpaper? I don't like it. I don't like any part of this. I shouldn't say I don't like any part of it, because it'll be a fine bar, and I'll go there and I'll get a cocktail, and it'll be good. But why would I go here versus next door or a couple doors down to Japs, or a couple doors down the other way and go to Rosedale or wherever else you're going? Like every bar doesn't have to be the same thing. Bars should have personality. They should have soul. They should have something else. This is not soul. This is not the right direction. This is not where we need to go. Moving on. We should move on. It makes me, what are we doing? Like, is this really kind of how Cincinnati bars have progressed? Is this where we're at? I don't think so. Just don't think so. It doesn't make me feel good. By gollies. This is getting really depressing. That's okay. We'll end good, I promise. By gollies. By gollies is one of my favorite bars in Milford, by far. Love it. Love By Gollies. I will tout them anytime I hear somebody's in Milford. They are part of a group, and we talked about it a little bit, I think, last week with Bad Tom. They're moving into a new development with The Works, which is a pizza place, which is owned by the same group that now owns By Gollies, which is fine. I don't have any problem with groups owning bars as long as they, again, keep the soul of the bar. About 6 months ago, maybe-ish, there was a bunch of news stories that came out about a bar on the east side called Varsity, which I had never been in. I've still never got a chance to go there. They were back on some rent or some whatever. There was some kind of disagreement between ownership of the space and the bar itself, and they were kicked out. And it created a little news story and a little hubbub, and they were gone. And then very quickly thereafter, it was announced that it would be the next By Gollies location, which, from what I understand about kind of how this group is wanting to continue these brands, they're wanting to expand everything. Lee says, his wife says, the pics I was showing looked like a Mexican restaurant gone wrong. You are absolutely right. But again, I love 4EG. If they want to hire me, please hire me. I'll take your pictures. I'll take pictures of it once it's open. That'll make it look great. Whatever. So this new group is wanting to expand all of the brands that they own. So The Works, By Gollies. I feel like there's one more that I can't remember off the top of my head. They're wanting to make them into chains, all of them, which is fine. And it's still fine. And even after I say everything I'm about to say, it's still fine. Don't change what By Gollies in Milford is, because I'm going to lose my shit if you do. Because their first move was to buy this, or not buy. They moved into the former Varsity space with the second By Golly's location. And they branded it loud that this is By Golly's. It's been open since 1980, whatever. And I went there, and it's freaking terrible. It is one of the worst bar experiences that I've had in a long time. And I've had a lot of bad bar experiences in my life. The bar itself is terrible. Like it's a piece of crap, which can be fixed over time. It should have been fixed before you have a grand opening. Like you should have fixed everything. You should have cleaned it up. It should be a little bit nicer than what it was. It felt like a bar that had just been beaten all to hell, which is exactly what it is. Fix it before you move in. That's my biggest complaint. I can deal with the other things. It looks terrible. It feels terrible. The other side was the service was horrible. It was, again, just the worst service that I've ever had ever in a bar. It was like it felt and sounded to me like the employees were people that came over from Milford, which is fine. But it also kind of sounded like the customers were people that came over from Milford, or at least half of them. And so the bartenders were almost running around like trying to cater to the customers that they knew versus just working. And I was there in a pretty kind of laid back time. It was not a good experience. Outside it looks nice. The branding looks nice. It looks nice and clean and new. And then you walk in, and it I think expectations matter a lot. when you walk into a space and then immediately you see that it's very dirty, you get let down, and that ruins everything else from there on out. If you walk into a crappy bar, a bar that looks crappy from the outside, and you walk in and your experience is great, it looks great, it feels great, the food is great, the drinks are great, you leave feeling really good. You're like, oh my God, we found this place, like this really cool, like hidden gem that nobody knows about, this cool thing. We want to tell everybody about this. Versus the opposite side, if you are walking up to a place like, oh, this is gonna be cool. This looks like a fun little like Applebee's kind of thing, like this great little place that is doing things right. This locally owned thing, and then you walk in and it's dirty and it's broken and the service sucks. Like you leave just feeling bad about how you spent your money, and there's no room for that. There are way too many bars, way too many other things that we need to be spending our money on today. There's no room for that. So as much as I love By Golly's in Milford, you guys screwed this one up. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Have you been to Blind Bob's in Dayton? Yeah, I've never been there. I have not been to a lot of Dayton bars, like almost any Dayton bars. I've been to Dayton breweries, but I've never been to Dayton bars. Just too busy with Cincinnati. So very, very disappointed with my By Golly's experience. A couple other like little bar stories. We're already getting kind of tight on time. Yard House caught on fire, which is interesting. It's they're fine. Everybody's fine. Nobody got hurt, and they'll open back up. I think it's kind of funny that like they finally now don't have to worry about like old beer. They have other things to worry about. It's nice because that was a thing that they hopefully should have been worried about before. It's Yard House. Nothing that any of you hopefully are excited about. It's Yard House. Food's fine. Beer's okay. But yeah, the sign on the door I think says they're open. They're open again in like a week or so. But yeah, the kitchen caught on fire and then it spread to the roof. So there's a lot of damage there that they got to fix and get back together before they can get their doors back open. North Star Cafe. North Star Cafe is a Columbus company. They now currently have 6 locations. 2 of them outside of Columbus, one of them here in Cincinnati, up in Liberty Township, which is in Butler County, my neck of the woods. I love that location. It's great. They're opening another one here in Cincinnati. They're wanting to move a little bit closer to the city, and they took over a spot in Kenwood Town Center, which I think is great. I think it's absolutely great. They're opening up something that they're calling North Star Cafe and Bar, and they are completely gutting the space, completely remodeling it, putting in a patio with a big wood-burning fireplace and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be great. Great food, great drinks. If you've never been to North Star, get there once they open. I don't have an actual date on when they think they'll be open. They're hoping to be opening in the spring, I think, is what I read. That seems like a long time, but I think that's what I read. But yeah, keep your eyes on that. I'll hopefully be on top of it to share more as that gets closer. That's what I've got for bar news. A lot of depressing, sad crap in the middle of that. Marco says, is it the space the brewery's in? No, it was the space that Brooks Brothers was in, which I think, was that right across from where Cheesecake Factory is there? I think, like right in that little, like the little entrance area where the big little circle deal is, like right, the main entrance, in my opinion. A good spot. Should be great. I think that's where it is. Moving on. Cincinnati Beer Week. Sorry, Cincy Beer Week, because that's what we call it. Cincy Beer Week is coming. I'm working my butt off on this, and we've got all kinds of cool events that we are planning. A bunch of events that aren't on the calendar on the website, cincybeerweek.com. They're not on there yet, and there are some, but there's a lot of really, really cool events that are not. Word is getting out, but I desperately need help from everybody to just keep growing things, keep getting the word out more. I'm going to have posters that I can get out to bars and restaurants and breweries soon-ish. In all realistic projections, there's no way I'll have it before at least the end of this month. But it's coming. I'll have posters, and I will, if you guys want to help hand out posters to places and spread the word, let me know, and we'll make it happen. Just reach out to me. It doesn't matter. Even if you're just telling me what events you want to see, tell me. Joe says, is this going to be like Burger Week and Wing Week? No, not at all. So behind the scenes, to be part of Burger Week, Wing Week, things like that, as far as I understand with both of those, you have to pay to be part of it, to say you're part of it. And historically speaking, with Cincinnati Beer Week, you had to pay to be a venue that was part of the week. That is not the case with Cincy Beer Week, not even close. Anybody who makes an event that has to do with beer or even beer-related things, really anything that is fun for beer drinkers, we'll make it part of Cincy Beer Week, because I want this to be a thing. I want it to be something where people can go out and meet other people that are like-minded, have fun, have a drink together. I want it to be kind of like this show, a happy hour, an excuse for us to get together and drink and talk about stuff, and just realize that this is still like a fun thing, which gets lost way more than it should. So in some ways, it'll be like Burger Week, Wing Week, and things like that, but in a lot of ways, not even close. Hopefully, not even close. Marco says, yes, you have to pay to be a part of those. Yeah, not this. You don't have to pay to be a part of anything. Let's see. Yeah, let me know what events you guys want to see. If you think of an idea and you're like, you know what, I wish a brewery would do something like this, let me know, and I will pass the word on. There are a handful of breweries that just keep reaching out to me and said, hey, we need ideas. Like, what kind of events would be fun? What do people want out of an event now? And like, I can tell my opinion. Like, I can tell them what I want an event to be. But that's just me. I can try to guess what other people want, but it's just me guessing what people want, which, as is evidence from this show, sometimes I guess, and I'm just doing what I want to do. So tell me what you want, and I'll pass it on. Just spread the word. Marco says, what events are scheduled already? You should go to CincyBeerWeek.com. All of the current scheduled, confirmed events are on there. I can't tell you right now because there's a whole bunch of things in my head that I could say that probably aren't actually confirmed yet. On that note, like, I can tell you that one of my big meetings today was to try to set up a kickoff event, a kickoff party. I don't really know what we're calling it yet, but a kickoff event that'll happen on the 4th. So Beer Week goes from the 4th, which is a Friday, through that week, and then through the next weekend, and then ends on that next Sunday. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff every day, but yeah, the 4th, we're gonna do something fun. I think. And so, it's not confirmed. It's not for sure. But put it in the back of your head. Marco says, I thought it was setting up to tell us what is scheduled. Off the top of my head, I don't know what is scheduled. I don't know what's confirmed and what isn't. I have to look at the website to say what is actually confirmed. Everything on the website is everything that is confirmed right now. Everything else is just in my head, and I just want to tell you about it. There's a lot of fun stuff. There is a whole bunch of fun stuff that's in planning. Like, there's some cool events that I can't say it. I can't say it because it might not happen, or somebody else might want to do it and they might do it first, and then they'll get mad and whatever. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff. There's been a couple questions that have been sent my way. One of the biggest ones that I've gotten a couple emails about, we'll say a couple, is merch. How do we get our Cincy Beer Week merch? I don't know if that's going to exist the first year. There might be something. But again, much like I'm leaving the planning of events up to individual venues, I kind of want merch to go that way too. Like, I think it would be fun, and anybody can correct me if they disagree, if different venues made their own Beer Week merch. And, you incorporate the logo somehow, or, Cincy Beer Week somehow into the merch, and you make it into a thing that is you, that speaks to your place or your event or your thing. And there's unlimited, places that could do something fun. Julia says Nomies should get a simple Cincy Beer Week 2024 shirt. I'll work on it. Shirts are tough because sizes and, printing, and it's very confusing. I'm working on something to fix that, though, like a coupon code or something where you can do something. I am working on that. Hashtag Beer Week is back. I'm just going to put it at that. I'm working on it. I promise I am working on it. I don't know if it's logistically going to be able to happen, but it's on my radar. Definitely stickers, at least stickers. That's the easy thing to do. But yeah, that's consumed pretty much every ounce of free time that I've had for the last God knows how long is Beer Week, and it's coming together great. We'll have a nice full week of things happening. Please check the website. Go to CincyBeerWeek.com. Share it with people every time you get the chance. I will, like I said, I'll have posters for people to hand out if they want to hand out. But in the meantime, anytime you're sitting in a bar and there's somebody standing in front of you talking to you, ask them if they've heard about Cincy Beer Week, and if they are a beer place, tell them they should be involved because they need to. I have talked to almost every local brewery. There's a couple that were not on my mailing list for whatever reason that I made a note of that I need to reach out to. But other than like, I don't know, 4 places or something, 3, 4 places, something like that, I have reached out to everybody. And pretty much all of them have gotten back to me in some regard to let me know they at least got the email. So whether they take part, we'll see. We'll see how it works. Anyways, it's 10:45, which means we are way over time for what the show is supposed to be. I know everybody's got to get up and go to work in the morning. I'm pretty sure I heard my 4-year-old just run above me upstairs, so we got to go take care of that. We got to start getting these kids in shape for school schedule, because school starts this week for my kids, which is insane. So we gotta figure that out. But we'll be back soon. We'll do this again next week. I tentatively, knock on wood, am recording an episode of Cincy Brewcast this week too. So hopefully, maybe Monday, we'll have a new episode of Cincy Brewcast. We'll see. It's been a long time. We'll see if I remember how to do it. Either way, this show, we'll see you next week. We'll see you on Monday. It's what we do. Same place, same channel. I don't know. same bat time, same bat channel. I appreciate all of you guys. If you like this, if you like any of the things I do, you know how to get the word out. You know how to share it. You just tell somebody that you know, somebody that likes to drink beer or likes to just drink things. Tell them about this. Share it with them. And if you really, really like it, you can go to thegnarlygnome.com/support, and you can support that way, because that's how we fund this. That's how we're gonna fund Cincy Beer Week this year. We're relying on people that like what I do. So thank all of you for making this a thing, and we'll do it again sometime. Thank you guys. Get out there, drink local, and tell people about Cincy Beer Week. See you guys later. Cheers, everybody. Is there a Cincy Malort week? I don't think so. What about Cincy Campari week? I've got all kinds of ideas. This is going to get crazy. We got some drinking to do.